Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or are watching the channel for the very first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. For, for this reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I just want to let everybody know that right now I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And as always, I would like to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, whether it be Facebook, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Twitch or Twitter. Um, I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter in your devices. So I'm going to ask that you do the following. If you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and put the settings to all. So therefore, whenever I do prepare content, you will have the opportunity to either catch it live or catch it on the playback. So I'm going to ask that please hit the like button as you enter. Now, tonight we're having what I call open discussion. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be discussing random topics. Also, um, if there's anything that you would like for me to discuss, I'm going to ask that you put it in the chat. Now, I just want to let everybody know that the subscriber mode is functioning, meaning that if you're not a subscriber, if you wish to enter a comment, you will need to subscribe to the channel in order to do so. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put the link in the chat. And for the benefits of those of you who are not familiar, when I have these open discussions, I will discuss things that are currently on my mind. Also, um, if there's anything on your mind, we can discuss it as well. First of all, let me just tell everybody. Right now, I'm not in New York. I'm not in New York City. I'm in up in the Catskills in a place called Roma. From today until Sunday, October the 9th, I will be participating in what's called delegate training with my local, which some of you may or may not know. I belong to the Social Service Employee Union Local 371 of DC 37. Now, every couple of years, a large group, usually around 200 to 250 delegates, alternates, and other active members would gather along for a weekend so we can receive the training that we need in order to be effective delegates. Also, it's an opportunity for all of us to share our ideas, and we can learn from each other. So I'm looking forward for the opportunity to learn from others how to be a more effective delegate. So tonight was the first night, and what I'm going to be doing during this weekend, I'm going to be loading some images regarding um, the scenery here in the Catskills. So you will have to. So by looking through these short videos, it'll be like that you are there with me. Okay. Also, let me just state. Also, tomorrow I made some light on the subject, but tomorrow is my birthday. Okay, so I'm gonna be 60 years old. So first of all, I am thankful to God to allow me to reach another year of life. And this is especially true in the light of the fact that so many people have died, not just because of COVID-19, but because of multiple health issues. And the fact of the matter is, 60 is a major um, plateau, so to speak. Okay. So the fact of the matter is, I've been allowed to live to be 60 years old. So I'm going to be celebrating it with the members of my union family. So while during the day, when we are attending workshops and things of that nature, there'll be fun activities, and I might even have a drink or two. So, and I see not too many people are watching the stream right now. Hopefully, others will join in as we continue. And of course, I'm gonna again, anyone is more than welcome to enter a comment in the chat. The link is there. Should anyone wishes to join the panel, okay. Now, as far as my birthday, as I stated, the reason why I'm making such uh, a lot of attention to it is because I'm reaching a milestone. There's certain milestones in an adult's life. There is, first of all, the terrible two, so to speak, when babies are progressing from infants to toddlers. And then there's the elementary school age years, um, where children are learning a lot of the traits and habits of which they're going to practice for the rest of their lives. And then there is the teenage years, when we transition from children to adults. And sometimes the transition period can be difficult because at times we are in a hurry for things to happen. And we need to bear in mind that there is a process, and sometimes it takes time um, for things to occur. It takes time for things, happen. And to be perfectly fair, those things that are worth something, it's going to take time. And one thing we need to bear in mind when it comes to certain goals, when it comes to certain aspirations, it's not a sprint, it is a marathon. So that's something we all need to bear in mind. And again, I'm thankful that the good Lord has allowed me to reach my 60th birthday. I'm really humble. I'm also humbled by the fact that I have received a great deal of love and support. First of all, from my human family, my bilateral family, which consists of the three remaining siblings that I have, plus all the nephews and nieces of first, second, and even third generation. And then there's also um, my colleagues at work. Um, I have gained a certain amount of respect and admiration from them. I'm also blessed because of my church family and all those brothers and sisters in Christ who know me and love me um, despite all my imperfections and all my character flaws and whatnot. And then there's also the members of my union family who has accepted me, who shown love for me, from the officers to the staff to follow union delegates to trustees and just the general membership. And then, of course, those YouTube creators who have actively supported my channel throughout the year and then some. I just want to say to all of you, I appreciate all of you very much. All of you hold a very special place in my heart, and you guys will never know how much I appreciate all of it. At times, I don't always express my appreciation. That's why I make it a point every time I go live is try to show my appreciation to all of you, because the fact of the matter is you could have chose to watch other YouTube creators, but instead you chose to watch me, whether it be live or whether it be on the playback. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit down because the viewership has been down, but I'm gonna see what I can do to bring content that will pique your interest. Speaking about that, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be discussing a brief summary regarding the streams that I did this week. Um, I believe it was, I'm trying to think, Tuesday, I did a stream regarding who tends to be more faithful, males or females. And I've read considerable material. And what it was discovered that depending on your age group and depending on the set of circumstances, um, at times women tend to cheat more. At other times, men tend to cheat more. And of course, on Monday, I did a stream. It was a short stream in the memory of my father, Gumasindo Negro. Now, let me just see. Just give me a moment. What I'm going to do, this gentleman that you're sitting here, he was my father. As you can see, he always wore a cowboy hat because my father loved westerns. I mean, he will always be showing westerns on his movie projector, and sometimes he will do short video clips when he'll be acting like a cowboy with a fake gun and a hat. And in fact, my father was affectionately known as the Puerto Rican cowboy. Okay. Um, I would appreciate it if you're watching this stream. Please hit the like button. Of course, my father passed away 10 years ago, but he lives in my heart. Okay. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be discussing the streams for next week. Monday, I'm going to be doing a short stream. Um, it'll be basically my birthday celebration. So all throughout this weekend, I'm going to be celebrating my birthday. On Monday, I'm going to have a celebration with my siblings. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to get together. We're going to eat some good food. We're going to have some good company. And we're going to wish your servant happy birthday. Okay. So that's going to be the stream for Monday afternoon. Why Monday afternoon? Because it's a holiday and maybe I'll get some traction as far as viewership. Now, Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a stream regarding the fact why do people cheat. Now, this week I discussed who at times can be more faithful. So now we're going to flip the coin and we're going to be discussing why people tend to stray. Now, people tend to call it other things. People call it infidelity. Some people call it extracurricular activity. One article referred to as overlapping relationships. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a discussion regarding that topic, and then we're going to see what are the causes that will lead people to stray. Okay, let me just make this perfectly clear. Uh, in discussing this topic, I'm not in any way casting judgment on anyone, um, because the fact of the matter is, given a certain set of circumstances, any one of us is capable of straying for whatever reason. Also, I'm gonna ask, but it's not mandatory. If you've been the one that's been cheated on, if you wish to share your experiences, providing it's not too painful, if you don't wish to do so, it's perfectly fine. The whole thing is not to open up any wounds. It is not to bring judgment. It's simply to have a discussion in regards to why people tend to stray. Now, as far as Thursday streams is concerned, I'm still working on it as far as what's going to be the topic. I will announce it possibly Monday, if not definitely Tuesday. I will use my social media to let everyone know um, what's going to be the topic for Thursday's stream. And then there's going to be another stream regarding open discussion. As far as the time is concerned, day and the time is concerned, that is yet to be determined. And I just also want to let everybody know, I'm going to repeat this in Spanish, but on Sunday, October the 16th, we will have our next Spanish live stream. I'm going to be working on a topic, and once it's been determined, it will be announced. Let me just say a few words in Spanish. El 16 de este mes será la próxima vez que vamos a tener una programación completamente en español. Yo no todavía no han pensado quién sería la tema, pero yo voy a anunciar eso como una semana de anticipación y espero que será de un beneficio para ustedes. Por la persona que va a recibir la programación en vivo o después. So hopefully it will be a benefit for all of you. Um, either who catch it live or who catch it on the playback. One thing I am thinking about, I might change my programming. I might do it less, because basically I do it 3 times a week. I may reduce it to twice a week. The reason why is that I needed I need to determine what topics that will pique your interest, and also try to see what I can do to increase viewership. Because the fact of the matter is, um, I do need the participation of the viewers. I mean, I don't mind doing a monologue, but after a while, it does get to be a bit of a challenge. Okay, and to be perfectly honest, I can do monologues for half an hour or what have you. So also, I'm gonna be trying to do some brainstorming to see some other things. I'm also in the process of learning other platforms how to do my streams. Now I started um, function communicating in what's called the Discord. It's a new app where certain individuals, basically YouTube creators, are able to talk with each other and discuss things in private. So one option I might do, instead of using StreamYard, use the Discord because it does. I believe it does have a streaming service. I'll have to do some research. Okay, and also thanks to my involvement um, in the in the Discord, now I have a way to discuss with other YouTube creators, basically members of the Golden Sphere, people like Magic Malana, the future is golden, JoJo Squadron, Angry Biracial, Jane's Maps, um, and the Blazing King, and other members of the Golden Sphere, and other members of the biracial and multiracial community. Now that I'm able to communicate with them, I'm able to share with them um, when I'm going to go live, and also share with them my point of view regarding certain topics. Okay, because you do have to adapt, you do have to change. Those YouTube creators who are unable to adapt do not last long. That is a reality. And I've seen YouTube creators who have not adapted to change, who are not adapted to doing new things, and most of those YouTube creators are no longer functioning, are no longer in existence for multiple reasons. I do tend to add some other topics. Uh, I might try to think outside the box, um, just trying to find something which can pique your audience, your curiosity. I see there's now 4 people watching this stream. I'm going to ask that if anyone wishes to join the panel, the link is there. If anyone wishes to enter a comment, if you are a subscriber, you may do so. If you disagree with what I'm saying, state your disagreement. Let us discuss it. But let us discuss it and be mutually respectable towards each other. That's the key. Let us be mutually respectable. Okay. Because the worst thing you to do is be disrespectful when we disagree. And sometimes we can learn through disagreements. It is a fact. It's a reality. So, but I do appreciate the love and support I've received. And unfortunately, I pick another night where some other YouTube creators have a stream. Uh, that seems to be a problem. Now, I might have to change. Okay, I may have to change it from Tuesday, Thursday, Friday schedule to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule and see. In fact, I might do that next week and see if I'm able to get some traction regarding people watching the stream. I do acknowledge the fact that there are people watching the stream. Hopefully, other people will catch it on the playback. But if no one else has anything that they wish to discuss, if no one else wishes to join the panel, what I will do is I will start the close. Um, I'm a little disappointed, but I'm going to continue to see what I can do to discuss topics which is going to pique your interest and lead others to participate. Again, the link is in the chat. If no one wants to join the join the panel, I will wrap it up. And just as a just as a side note, um, if you use other people's material without their permission, you will be hit with a copyright strike. And I see we have jealous fought back. Well, before I let my guests in, I'm just gonna let people know that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those who host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host of the channel is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people might hold might be offensive to others. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And let's see who we have here.
Oi, how you doing?
Good evening, Don Armando.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I didn't see anybody on the chat, so I was like, okay, let me just come up with the funny name and see what happens.
But you know what the problem is? After a while, after a while, I mean, it becomes obvious who you are.
Yeah. I mean, I I was trying to at least I was doing Mr. Ed, and then I said, oh, someone been farting. So I was like, okay. I was like, yeah. Let's see if I could give Don Jose a chuckle. So that's all that is. But other than that, how's everything doing?
Fine. Right now, I'm in upstate New York. I'm involved in delegate training for the weekend. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm gonna be celebrating all this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't tell you on Facebook, happy birthday in advance, and God
Thank,
bless you.
thank you very much. Um, Basically, we're just having general discussion. So if there's anything that's on your mind,
I mean, yeah. All right. Um, like in my state, they're talking about all this Republican and Democrat and everything like that. So my thing is that why should I care about senators when they don't really have that much power to me, anyways?
okay. You know what? That's a question that was discussed in a stream. I think it was last month or in August.
Right.
I mean, when you look, when you think when everything is said and done, Our we have an impact when it comes to like government in the local level, like when it comes to your representative in the city council or community boards. To a certain extent, maybe your representative in Congress or the mayor. But when it
Yeah,
get but when it comes to things like senator and presidents and governor, we don't have much of impact regarding those offices, and that's the reality.
yeah,
And when you think about it, when it comes to like the laws, it is the legislative branch that does all the hard work. So what can happen is you can have a president, like whether it be Biden or whoever. They can say, I want to raise the minimum wage to $20 an hour. Okay, well, it's up to Congress. It's first of all, it's up to the House to draft legislation. Then it has to go to the Senate, and then what happens is, if it doesn't get killed, you have so many changes and what have you. So when it goes to the president's desk for his signature, it's completely different from what the president wanted originally.
right. And it's like to me, I mean, when you actually put all those factors in or whatever the case may be, I'm like, okay, yeah. So like that's one thing. The second thing is okay, and I know that you're gonna be celebrating all weekend.
Hmm.
So are you gonna be doing some salsa dance in Don Jose?
I'm gonna try. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna try.
All right. Yeah, cause I'm like everybody talking about dancing and everything like that. I remember it was like my mom's when she used to tell me that when she used to go out and everything, there
Hmm.
used to be a club which they called the Cabarojeño.
Okay.
And I think it was like around Manhattan or something like that. So, they said that was like one of the hottest clubs, I guess, during like when Banya All Stars was still a thing.
Yes.
So I was like, dag, I wish I lived in those times. But then again, I think I don't for some reason. But, you know, it looked like people had a lot of fun than what we are doing now. That's all I got to say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, but one thing, it's not every day that a person gets to be 60 years old.
Exactly.
Hmm. So, and when everything is said and done, okay, I have been
Hmm.
very blessed and I've been very fortunate.
Yes.
First of all, because I have my health, I have a
Right.
job, I have a home, I have loved
Right.
ones, I have multiple families, I have people who support my channel.
Yep.
The fact that there's certain individuals who no longer who don't even appear on the chat anymore. You know that's their issue, not mine. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
And
like, I
go
mean,
ahead.
to me is like, I don't really try to take that channel thing differently because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. It's like when you actually have like the mindset, because I get you have certain people who take things too sensitive because they do not um they do not have how should I say
Hmm.
people skills
Yeah.
or what have you.
Uh huh.
They want to take things personal, or they don't have a tough they don't have a tough skin. That's where you see a whole bunch of people say, I hate your channel, or whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, if it's somebody that do not care for you and they just come out for some reason they just don't like what you're doing or educating people, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then they want to try to find some way or somehow because what you're saying is goes against what their personal beliefs is. Before you're going to go around and respond with emotion, you have to go around and see with reasoning first. That's my thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that I've seen that they make posts of each other, I'm talking about different groups. The MGTOWs versus whoever, women who don't like. So therefore, they go and they make a whole video on how a guy's phone is broke, and the guy must be broke and everything like that. I'm like the last time I checked. By the way, hello Magic Mulata. That's one of my
Yes.
supporters right. That's one of my supporters right there.
Yeah.
You go there.
Yeah. Let me just state. You know, Magic Milano. First of all, good evening, Magic. She does have a YouTube channel, and she's a very positive force in the Golden Sphere. So I'm gonna ask that if you have not done so, uh, please support her channel, subscribe, and all that. And also, Don Armando, the Dominican Bedouin, has his own YouTube channel. So I'm gonna ask that you do the same as well. You're quite welcome. And first of all, thank you very much. I'm learning how to get around in the Discord.
Yeah, I mean, I got Discord as well. I just don't really be on it that much because I work. So but I'll be on the disc. But I'm on Magic Mulata's Discord. So I'll be seeing the positive stuff that'll be on there.
Yeah, I mean she's a very, I mean she's definitely she's a definitely a positive force in the golden sphere. It's just that unfortunate, like everybody else, she has her haters as well, and it's really unjustified. But that goes without saying. I think Magic has a stream tonight. So, but I'll catch it. I'll catch it on the playback.
Yeah.
So I'll continue, Don Armando.
I mean, and then it's like I don't know because I don't know really the climate of New York because I haven't been there since. Okay, the last time I was in New York was the Dominican Parade.
Hmm.
So I'm hearing all these laws and whatsoever, and I watch news and stuff. So they're trying to compare New York to Chirac, and you got people who are ignorant and they want to say, when are we going to be the murder city or something like that. I'm like, okay, not for nothing. You take pride in that.
Okay, but you gotta. Okay, one thing you need to bear in mind that some people, their mouth is in first gear when it should be in neutral, and their brain should be in first gear. In other words, people talk without thinking.
Right.
And actually, I'm surprised. Okay, it's and one thing. I'm up here in the mountains, so it could be a challenge for the Wi-Fi. So what I'm doing is I'm using a hotspot, so I'm able to broadcast live.
Right.
But the fact that look that's the fact of the matter is New York City, like every other big city, they have their issues. That's a fact. No one can deny it.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, of course, Philadelphia. Now, I don't know a great deal about Philadelphia, but of course, Philadelphia also has their issues as well.
Yeah. Yeah. There are issues. And I'm just even though I live here but I still consider myself an outsider because I'm not really into the nitty gritty or whatever the case may be because I stay to myself.
Hmm.
I mean, it's getting to the point that it's like you have certain people that they just want to start stuff,
Yes.
and and I'll tell you how it is.
Uh-huh.
I came out of the bus, right,
Yes.
and I seen like this young guy coming out in the car looking at me, and then try to follow me. I'm like,
What?
look, yeah, like you just want to shoot somebody so you could get your reputation. So I looked at him like I ain't the one.
Okay.
And God forbid if anything does happen to me, there's certain people that they will not do certain stuff which is within the law. So
Hmm. Yeah.
so my thing is that a lot of my people is telling me like, yo, that bully is getting too dangerous to the point that everybody's gonna start strapping up.
Hmm.
And and the murders out here that I've been hearing on the news and everything like that, it's crazy. It's like they showed a they showed there was a young man that he was just stepping out of his house or his apartment and got shot like maybe 20 something times.
What?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
last year, I kid you not, those a guy that like when a fist fight happens, right?
Yeah.
And people pull out their phones just to record and everything, right?
Hmm.
So the guy, um, the young boy who's 16 just recorded and I guess posted it on Instagram or stuff, and the guy just got beat up badly, right?
Uh-huh.
So while the boy was not doing anything, it was like a whole bunch of 20-year-olds, because most of the guys who got caught for this murder were 20 something years old. They caught this boy when he was just waiting for the bus. This happened last year, matter of fact. And then they let off like 60 shots, and the young boy got hit like 23 times.
That's crazy.
I'm like like to me, I don't know, but to go around and shoot somebody just because you the motive of the shooting was just because somebody that got beat up, and instead of going and getting at the guy that beat your friend up, you're going after a young boy that just went up and posted it online. That's crazy.
No, that's not crazy. That's insane. I mean, it's kind of okay. It's kind of like, let me use the analogy. You take a gun and you shoot me,
Right.
okay? And then I take a gun,
Hmm.
and then instead of me shooting you, I'm shooting somebody else
Yeah,
who has nothing to do with what you did.
exactly. And that's why I say it's crazy because if you don't at least get at people or whatever, at least get at the opposing force. Don't go around and shoot somebody that had nothing to do with what you're doing. Like for real.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's actually it's actually crazy from the stories I hear. Like I had a friend, right, on on my Facebook
Uh-huh.
that I guess I was in Florida or whatever the case may be when me and my wife we was when we was out there like in last December or whatever.
Yes.
So when we was out there up in Orlando, me and my wife we just took that train trip. The next thing you know, one of my friends went up and posted a video about the violence in Philadelphia and everything. So I was like, yeah, I said it. I went up and I wrote it. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's sad, but it's not my area. I mean, ever since I've been living in Philadelphia, one place I do not really tread to or don't really aspire to go is West Philadelphia because they could say West Philadelphia is all right or anything, but out there is like every every off every time and often I hear too many people get shot out there. So I don't know anybody in that side of Philadelphia, and I don't really go.
Hmm.
That's my thing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You'll be amazed how people who are ignorant are the first ones to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, and I see it all the time. Now, I happen to saw Kim 123's one of his most recent streams where he actually uh, went on our friend Golden Goddess.
Well,
I mean,
I mean, I don't. It's like for me, I've heard so much crap about that man. It's like it's like to the point that I don't know. It's like I guess it was one of the back channel, right? And I guess when I was talking to Denise, she alluded that there was one guy that lived so disgustingly whatever. And to find out, a lot of people have been saying that this guy Kim 123 has like a very disgusting past or whatever the case may be. And he has very disgusting living conditions. Let's just put it like that.
yes.
So that's what a lot of people have said. I don't know if they went up to this guy's house personally or everything like that. But then they was telling me that there's some YouTubers who are so lazy that that they make their videos on people that I guess who are making their profit from YouTube, which I'm trying to do. But also they're just they just have like equal amount of hatred because they don't um they don't apply themselves or whatever the case may be, or they
Hmm.
want to try to buy followers, which they really can't. So my thing is that now since this guy Kim wants to go at Gigi and everything like that, I'm like, you could go at whoever you want. At the end of the day, you're not really respected within these YouTube streets. You got everybody from people who talk about race politics towards people who talk about male politics dissing you. And I'm like, if you're really that much bad of a person, the only contact you talk about is on Latina, is you talk down on Latinas and biracial women and whatever the case may be. My thing is that why? What is your purpose? Is your purpose is just to spread hate, or your purpose is that you're just so miserable that you think that people are gonna listen to you clown on people, which you don't really have the receipts to clown on, or you're just showing your insecurities to the world.
Yeah. I have my theories regarding Kim 123.
All right, so let's hear it.
I think what happened is that there might have been one relationship that went south, and that
All
he
right,
had never fully recovered from that.
all right.
Because look, we have all had relationships that did not end well. Okay.
Yeah, trust me. I I know
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I mean,
So of course,
I'm talking about my personal experience.
yeah. So what happens? Of course, we get hurt, and then we feel the pain for a certain length of time, and
Right.
then we go through this, the 7 stages of grief, and then finally we get to the point when we're at the stage where you can accept it and you can remember it, but without it causing any pain or trauma.
Right.
Unfortunately, when it comes to Kim 123, I don't think he actually recovered. So therefore, he's going to take every opportunity possible to disrespect and denigrate American women. And one example of that is Gigi. And look, I don't know if I have seen Gigi live. She's a beautiful lady.
Hmm.
She's a beautiful lady. I mean,
Yeah.
she's definitely gorgeous. I mean, and whatnot. So
Yeah.
and
I mean,
and I'm not.
I've seen like her how should I say her I'm not gonna say I have seen her live. I just know that I've seen like most of the beautiful pictures that she put like on her image and stuff like that. So I can actually think that she would be a beautiful lady. So I can't really judge or anything like that. And and to me, Magic Mulata, I don't really know her that well, but I could tell you that she has a beautiful soul.
Yeah, she
So
does.
exactly.
I agree.
So that's one thing I could actually agree on with that. And I think I did see matter of fact, I think I did see Golden Goddess live pick one time. I'm not sure. But yeah, she is an extremely beautiful lady. And
Yes.
I'm saying this as a married man with respect. So,
So yeah, I'm also saying it with respect. I'm not saying it like with my tongue hanging down to the floor and looking like I wanted to like you know
yeah,
smash her or anything. But she is a beautiful and a very attractive lady. Okay,
exactly.
and people love to drag Gigi and Multi through the mud, and they love to talk about their drama, drama, drama. Okay.
I mean to me is this. You have to look at something. And we're just regular Joe Schmoes talking. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because we both have lives outside of this YouTube sphere, which a lot of people don't think of or anything like that. So they want to try to discredit or anything like that. That we're supposed to live like this Hollywood life or whatsoever the case may be. And at the end, if y'all not gonna go around and project on who you are or whatever the case may be, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna be the same person, YouTube or not. Like my streams is just to try to bring histories and education and how should I say and to try to solve, at least alleviate and solve problems that actually exist not only in America but maybe worldwide, because all the stuff that we in the Americas are propagating, we're the ones that everybody look at. Let's keep it real. So since we're the ones, America being the diverse country that it is, they want to know. You got people outside that never been to America. They're like, okay, what is a Latino? What is you know, what is the golden sphere and all this stuff. And then you have certain people who are outside of the United States that have their modern day prejudices because of maybe it's albeit politics or customs that go back thousands of years and such. So it's like at the end of the day, we have to show certain people that have like stagnant mindsets that okay, we're gonna try to educate and not trying to be ghetto or anything like that. So therefore, when they do or do not come to the Western Hemisphere. I'm talking about at least Europe and the United States and Canada to go to work or whatever the case may be. They might actually have like, oh, okay, a different mindset on how people are. And I could actually say when I was taking my cruise, all these all the guys who were serving my food when me and my wife we actually went to eat downstairs every time.
Hmm.
They were the most nicest, friendliest people ever. I'm talking about people from India, people from Indonesia and the Philippines. And I talked about stuff that I experienced with Philippine people. They actually went up and made me bread for 3 days straight. I kid you not.
Hmm.
Their cultural bread. One of them was too sugary, but it was good. And then the next two was called pandesal. I'm telling you, best bread ever. And these people, they actually loved and they showed respect and everything like that. So my thing is that if you know a little bit about a culture or you read up on different cultures and everything like that, you actually and you talk with respect towards the people, you will get respect back. And one of the Indian guys that I was talking to, he happens to be from Goa.
Hmm.
And Goa is actually one of the oldest Christian communities in India
Hmm.
because they were like um Saint Thomas or Thomas from one of Jesus's disciples actually
Hmm.
went down there to what is now Goa and or that part of India, and there's still a thriving Christian community that's out there to this day.
Hmm.
So when you actually talk to a whole bunch of people who are very respectful and you talk with respect about their culture, that could take you far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I noticed regarding these certain haters that I have, and right now, the one that seems to have an issue with me is hybrid vigor. Okay,
All right.
which is first of all, and I'm not trying to toot my horn.
Right.
Okay, but first of all, I am college educated. I
Right.
am a homeowner. Okay, I have been a successful employee, and I do travel in many circles. In fact, when when I was in Philadelphia, you actually saw some of the people that I knew.
Exactly.
Okay, so when you have someone like Hybrid Bigger talking about that my platform is insignificant and what have you, uh, the fact of the matter is, unlike Hybrid Bigger, okay, uh, my channel was never deleted for
Wow.
violations of the guidelines.
Right.
Okay, and I do have a lot of people. There's been a lot of love and respect given to me, not just by the Latino community, but biracial or multiracial community as well. So when you have someone like Hybrid Vigor talking about how my platform is insignificant, okay, actually it got to the point before his channel was deleted that I actually had more subs than he did.
Exactly.
And
And
if
it
you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
and it's like to me when I see how should I say these moronic YouTubers. And I'm talking, and I guess it's certain people who are haters or whatever the case may be. They hate and they just think like, okay, if I hate on what people thing is like, okay, and I'm seeing, and from what I'm seeing, it's not really hate, but it's like it's how should I say, it's a technique or or something like that. Yeah, it could be partly trolling, but then it's like, okay, let's see. Since Jose got like a set like to him, he's like, since he got like a semi successful stream, and he keeps it respectful and everything like that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and hate on him, so therefore I could get more views because trash sells.
Yeah.
Apparently that's the case.
Hmm.
So my thing is that I never heard of hybrid vigor. I think I'll never will. So to me, when you actually present the story as it is, and his YouTube channel gets deleted, it reminds me of another trash commentator by the name of the Screaming Dominican, Anthony Batista.
Oh yes, yes.
So so my thing is that he has like his moronic supporters, and I call them morons because they're and his moronic minions. I should say, because you have certain people that they're like, okay, yeah, we're for the Dominican Republic and whatever, right? But yet those same haters will never put in the work. So what they do is, since they know they're not going to put in the work or whatsoever, they just go and they make moronic things, saying that, oh, you're wrong for marrying whosoever, you're wrong for loving and all this stuff, and then they present their whole opinions on stereotypes of certain people. And then they'll be like, okay, they'll go on social media saying that these ends, they know not to come to our hood and everything like that. They want to act like that they have like this new thing which they call each other Chad or whatever the heck maybe. And all of this is coming from a guy who has a social media presence, but yet the dude is actually currently on the run and hiding out in another country
Okay.
for doing something which is not really. I'm just saying because this is what people, because I've heard several streams for the guy is actually in a country, I guess of the birth of his parents, who's not who which actually he wasn't born there, but he's actually on the run from the United States just for petty crime.
Yeah.
By the way, Al show, how you doing?
Hi, how are you? Sorry, Dominican Bedouin? Is that right?
Yeah, it's Don Amando, but I just put it
Oh,
right
nice
there.
name.
How you doing
Nice,
tonight,
nice
Al?
name. I'm
Yeah, thank
fine,
you.
and you?
Okay, we're just
I
having.
noticed that. Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. We're just
I
having
was gonna say,
open. Go ahead.
no, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So we're just having random this discussion. Now we're talking about the infamous hybrid vigor, who
Yeah,
apparently
I
now
noticed
has.
that. That's why it came up. So what's
Well,
up with Mr. Vigor? Or
oh, okay. Well, apparently, Dumb and Dumber. Okay. Have issues with me talking about that my platform is insignificant and that I don't and that I'm blindly following angry biracial.
does Angry Biracial come here?
He comes in the chat once in a while, but he doesn't appear on the platform.
Okay, well, I don't see what the issue is. But here's what now I don't here's the deal with this guy. Hybrid and his deranged protege um, made an effort these guys decided, or at least these two, this guy started trying to come at me. And it was very strange. I didn't know who the guy was. In fact, I had only seen him on maybe a panel once or twice. I never really saw him. I just knew the name Hybrid Faber. And the guy kind of went out of his way to become an enemy because I didn't know who he was. I mean, he came on a panel and he started saying blah 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 blah, and I was like, "I'm sorry, who are you? I don't know who you are," and I didn't know who the guy was, and I don't know if that took the wind out of his sails, but I really didn't know who this guy was. But he seemed mad at me, not because I had talked to him or said something about him or done something to him, which I hadn't because I didn't know who he was other than his name, but he just seemed mad at me.
Hmm. Yeah. One thing. No, no, no. He, of course, there's a lot of accusations made about him. Lots of
Yeah,
accusations. But
right.
what I'm able to see is his disrespect towards women, particularly
Mhm.
women who articulate a strong point of view and identify them as lesbians or feminists.
Which to
Yeah,
me
And
is, which to me I think is, I'm just saying at the end of the day is
mhm.
very immature and stupid because I'm not gonna go around and say I'm the best or learned person because I'm keeping it honest. I've been around learned people in my life and people who are educated, but I'm a street dude. I'm putting it out
Mhm.
there.
All right.
But my thing is that over the years that I've matured and I read up on things on emotional intelligence and everything, I could actually tell you of one thing that this guy really isn't. He's not really emotionally intelligent to go
Mhm.
and call a woman a lesbian or a feminist for that moment when it's something that they very well articulate without cursing or being ratchet. I guess that's the new term now, or being ghetto, if I could say, or being belligerent for no reason. So if a woman goes and she being articulate, and I'm seeing this as the case now, seeing though you seeing a lot of these women who could actually express themselves in a cordial way, being vilified and dragged through the mud, as if a female that went up and cursed and everything like that, they want to they want to put her up in a pedestal. You know what I'm trying to say? And at the end of
Mhm.
the day, it's not so much about the viewpoints or anything like that. It's just that you have some of these weak-minded men that they want to attack women who are educated and know how to express themselves in a good fashion with presenting an opinion, but yet they can't go and have a debate without calling a woman a lesbian, a feminist, or anything like that, without sticking to the topic. So therefore, when they call lady, when any man, woman or man, and you're debating, and you want to go make personal attacks about the man's, about the person's ethnicity, the person's sexual orientation, or anything personal that has nothing to do with the topic that you're debating about. My thing is that the person is a bad debater. The person is not really emotionally intelligent. And also, if he disrespects women, he will disrespect the man too. So therefore, he's the type, and I don't know this guy or anything like that. But then you have certain people I've actually talked to certain YouTubers, you know, Hazel and everything like that, that have been through, I guess, similar positions. My thing is that these guys who want to debate and make personal attacks and then dox the people who are they're debating just because they these people are articulate and everything. So they might, if since they're not articulate, they want to be nasty, and they want to do the doxing and everything like that, find out information and then use it right there. When the fact is, the topic that you're debating has nothing to do with the person's personal preference or life. So my thing is that since these guys want to go around and make video streams and stuff like that, one thing I gotta say for these ladies is you gotta lawyer up, because if this guy or people make streams more and more about who you were not or anything like that, I'm gonna say for all the women that have been doxxed or whatever the case may be, get a lawyer and sue these guys. The reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, your reputation is everything. And if you have a whole bunch of people who are sheep and then listening to this guy being nasty towards you and everything like that, and he's defaming your brand, and you have a whole bunch of people who are harassing you, my thing is that if you use all the evidence that this guy does to hate on you or whatever the case may be, or just to make hating videos, you could actually use that against them in the court of law. I'm just saying that right now. So therefore, to all the ladies that are getting all these haters, and if they keep hating after you put out educational content, lawyer up, because it's gonna get to a point in time that if certain people come to your platform just to harass you and everything like that, and you know who sent them, you could actually use that in a court of law for harassment.
Yeah. Now, actually, Hybrid Vigor ob- uh, objected to the fact that I choose to discuss feminism on my platform. And actually, someone actually sent me email conversations where he objected to the topic. But yet, he was not man enough to discuss this with me on social media. But yet, he chose the coward way and speak with another person and try to get that person to tell me not to air the topic.
Well,
May I
first and
say,
foremost,
may I say something?
what you say on your channel is your business. So
Thank
Correct.
you.
it's none of his business what you say on your channel. So if he's concerned about the fact that you talk about feminism on your channel, what the hell business is it of his? That's not your concern. If you don't want to talk about it on his channel, fine. But you can't control what people do on their channels. And if you
Yeah,
do,
and that's
good.
why I'm like, you know what? It's getting to the point that these YouTubers are trying to actually make YouTube into a communist system where we're gonna dox you and we're gonna do all this stuff. So therefore, we won't put the information on how to uplift people. And at the end of the day, most of us live in the United States. So what right do you have to actually tell a person to go around and stop their channel just because of a view that you don't like?
Um, I
I
don't.
mean,
Well,
I mean,
that's
at the
not
end of the day,
communism, but I mean, it is authoritarianism. And um, what I would say is this about hybrid vigor.
Mhm.
Hybrid vigor reportedly was, I don't know, besotted or infatuated or into someone that I was friendly with or knew. And I don't want to say the name of this YouTube.
All right.
Okay.
I have no idea what she's doing, but it was clear that she felt not only uncomfortable, but really, really scared of this guy. And based on what I found out about his persona in other spaces and what his views of women are, as far as I'm concerned, this guy is toxic.
Yeah.
He's not as toxic, but radioactive.
Yeah. Excuse me. I just want to acknowledge the fact that Reese from Philly is in the chat. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's been a while since we not heard from you, but thank you very much for your presence.
Well, guys, I'm about to head out.
Okay,
it was nice talking to you, Dow Show, and it was nice talking to you, Don Jose.
Okay, thank you very much for stopping by.
Nice to see you.
Be safe.
To see you.
Yeah, I mean, he actually had the nerve to try to get someone else to tell me not to air the topic. And again,
that's just weird. Like, did he actually think you were going to listen to him? Seriously, I don't understand what's with this guy.
Okay, first of all, now I don't like to toot my own horn, but let me just give you a little bit about myself. Okay, first of all, I'm the first member of my family to graduate from college. Okay, I've been a municipal employee for almost 23 years. I actually own my apartment. Okay, I have actually been active with my union, and I have actually spoken to city officials. Okay, I even participated in a small way in unit bargaining with the city of New York. So basically, I have done all that, and basically, the only thing that Hybrid has managed to do is get his channel deleted for violation of the YouTube community standards and to be despised by almost everybody.
So he's not doing content right now?
Actually, he just started a new channel. And basically, so I decided, you know what, let me just check out his content. So basically, he was just attacking angry biracial, and then I get thrown into under the bus talking about I'm one of his dumb supporters, that I don't know what's going on, and that my platform is insignificant.
Mm-hmm. He's someone that really needs, how do I put it? He strikes me as somebody who needs enemies, and he needs to always have people to be against. He strikes me as somebody who, I mean, I don't really know anything about his background, but it's from what I had found out about the guy and his persona elsewhere and other spaces. He clearly has issues with women. He seems to be a real, I'd say, uber misogynist. He seems to be, I don't know. He may be one of these people that are, I mean, I don't know what he does for a living, and I don't know what his life is like, but he may be one of these people that never really did much in life and never amounted to much in life. And, they're on you go to YouTube and you think you can, be whatever you want to be and think highly of yourself there. The guy strikes me as someone who hasn't really done this. And and again, I look at that and I go, he reminds me of what is that movie with Robert De Niro? Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, The King of Comedy. Reminds me of the Rupert Pupkin character, except not so much annoying, but really disturbing. That the Rupert Pupkin's annoying, but Hybrid Vigor seems to be kind of really disturbing, like creepy, and just something about him. I mean, he was on panel. I saw him in a couple of panels, and just the way that he carries himself and everything. It's like, and yet he fixates on mask. He fixates on seeing himself as some like uber macho guy or something like. The guy is weird. He's a weirdo. If I had to say it, he's just a weirdo.
I think part of it, he has like an overinflated ego of himself.
Yeah, but I
Um,
mean, I don't know what he's done with his life. So if he had an ego and he had a career or business or education or something like that, okay. But I don't know what this guy's done, and I don't sense that he's really done much in his life. So when you talk about overinflated ego, I think you're right. He thinks highly of himself. The problem is he's the only one who thinks highly of himself.
that is very true. That is very true. And basically, the only ones that support him is basically Bolano Vanguard and maybe one or two other um, individuals. I mean, that's about it. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, the guy pretty much has kind of ruined it. I, his behavior has kind of been very toxic and
yes,
very kind of offensive. And it's like he doesn't understand that when you're in a space like this, you can't alienate and drive away people.
yeah,
And that's his problem is he's alienated and driven away people. If indeed he had supporters or friends or whatever to begin with. So,
yeah. I
and
mean,
both,
yeah, go
go
ahead. I'm
ahead, sorry.
sorry. I mean, when you think about him like Hyper Vigor and Malala Vanguard, I mean, they basically one thing, all they want to do is divide, 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 and harm. And then when you go look at people like Magic Molotov and Blazing King and Multi and Gigi and others, and Jojo Squad, Jojo, um, they want to heal, okay. And the thing is that the one I find amazing that not only he took issues with me, he also took issues with Jojo. Jojo is he's one of the most gentlest, you know, positive biracials that I've ever experienced.
Mhm. Yeah, they seem to be striking out at people. Like, just like with me, I mean, it's like I didn't understand what his deal with me was, other than what little he said. And it was like, it was kind of like it was all this kind of stuff that had nothing to do with biracial stuff. It was all this, you know, I think it's insecurity. He seems to be impacted by the whole mixed race men being seen as weak and effeminate and all that kind of stuff. And I never had to deal with that stuff. So none of that matters to me. I didn't
Hmm.
grow up with people I didn't grow up with people trying to push me around or try to, bully me or anything like that, or try
Okay.
to like, bother me, whether it's biracial or in general. I just didn't have to deal with that. So I don't know if he dealt with that, but he seems very, very he seems very, very dialed in to all of those concerns. Like he seems fanatical about that whole aspect. like maybe he's impacted by it. I know I've had biracial guys tell me, the whole they're seen as weak and less than and feminine and stuff like that. And it came as a surprise to me because I never had to deal with those. That's not something I know. But it is something that some mixed race men have to deal with. And it's tough. And maybe he dealt with it. I don't know. But it just seems to me that it's the wrong kind of attitude. This whole uber macho kind of thing, it struck me as the wrong tone and the wrong attitude for this space. I mean, this space is a co-ed space. It's men and women. So, I mean, meaning the mixed race, biracial YouTube. It's men and women. So it isn't about, it isn't the manosphere, whatever goes on there, or these dating sites or whatever it is. If you want to deal with that kind of aspect, go there. But this is biracial YouTube, and in biracial YouTube, and we're here about to deal with subjects and issues and aspects that relate to both men and women. It's not simply about men being, men's issues and stuff like that. I mean, I think they're in the wrong space. I think both Hybrid and Mulatto, they're not, it seems to me they're in the wrong place, in their wrong space. Like, if you're not willing to do the work, if you're not here for the right reasons, then you're just going to wind up in the wrong place. And I think they're not here for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. And and I said this on every occasion. Okay, if you do not like my content, there are literally millions of other YouTube creators where you can go and you can indulge in whatever you want to indulge in. Okay, here, this is a safe space for everyone to express their point of view, and and that's the whole purpose of this channel, is to have serious discussion and to come up with some common ground.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a weird, I don't know. I think those guys, sometimes they come off as like controlling. Like, I think they want to control people. Like this isn't your space. I mean, like, it isn't a space where you can tell people what to do. And I don't know. They're I think they got so much issues. They got problems, and they got to deal with their problems.
I think the best thing for both of them to do is, first of all, get off of social media, seek therapy to deal with whatever issues that's plaguing them, and get the mental health that they need.
Yeah, I agree. There was a woman, monoracial woman, who had called me low class biracial for no reason. I found out about it, and I had to call her out on that. And she later, I think, just did an interview on some show where she was talking about a past relationship and stuff like that. It was kind of clear that she still has a lot of pain, a degree of pain and a lot of hurt in regards to that relationship. And my feeling is, well, I think you need to kind of fix yourself. You got to find the tools. If therapy's one, then therapy's one. But you got to find the tools to do that. And so I can contextualize. I don't know why she said what she said, but I have more of an understanding of what brought her to a point, when you consider her attitude and her action and what, I guess, gone on in her past. I think she's someone that needs to, much like you were saying with these two, they need to go and get therapy, get off the social media and therapy and so forth. I think for her, it's less social media and so forth as I think she just needs to get the tools. If it's therapy, great, so be it. If it's something else, something else. She needs to be able to sort of come to a point where she can put herself back together again, and I think she needs to be able to heal, heals aspects of herself. That's what I think needs to be done, and so that, I mean, so sometimes when you look at the way people behave, you can't understand what the reasons are. I don't understand what the reasons are for Hybrid and Mulatto Vanguard, but if there's something that's went on in their life, and there's something in their past or something that they have issues with, I think what they need to do, that provides a certain amount of understanding. Now, I don't know in this case. I just used what I mentioned with the monoracial person or lady as an example, but there may be something in their past. And if there is, and if they have issues and if they have problems, then they have to find a way to solve those problems. And they have to be able to find a way to
take like 1 or 2 towels, and then I'll just take whatever that's left over. Okay, I apologize. It just so happens my roommate was just asking me a couple of questions because right now I'm away in upstate New York, attending what's called delegate training, and I see here we have Isabel de España. Saludo. ¿Cómo está usted? Me alegro. A ver aquí. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I apologize. It's just that I was just, it's just that.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's just that I also have a small Spanish speaking audience as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, I would. Well, I guess I should ask you. What is your take on them? Because you mentioned they should get off the social media and seek therapy and so forth. What is your kind of take on them? Do you think that they do have maybe they have unresolved issues or unresolved, emotional or psychological or mental aspects? I'm just curious.
I think something happened in their lives that caused them to act the way they do. I think there's something wrong with my audio, but whatever happened in their life, I think it was dramatic to the extent that they haven't fully recovered from whatever it was that happened to them. So whatever is the issue, they need to address it, whether through therapy, whether it be whatever means, even an exorcism. Let me just address Isabella. Yo soy muy bien, gracias a Dios. Y estoy disfrutando de mi programación con usted y con el Al Show. Go ahead, Al.
All right. Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting point. Screenwriters put it, there may have been an inciting incident in their lives that kind of changed some aspects of them. But again, what I see, I think the problem is that they alienate and they're off-putting and alienating to other people. And it's interesting because I have found since I came into what I call biracial YouTube that I really haven't had any particular issues or problems. And these are the only two guys that, or only two people that I've had any issues with in terms of mixed race people. I don't know if Ona counts. You know, I don't know what the hell she is, but yeah, they're about the only ones that I have problems and issues with. And so,
Okay. Let me just say a little something to Isabella in Spanish. Isabella, aquí estamos hablando sobre un diálogo abierto. En este momento estamos hablando sobre una persona en YouTube que se llama Hybrid Vigor, que han tenido problemas conmigo por razones ajenas, no solamente a mí, pero problemas con el Show y con otros personajes aquí en la plataforma de YouTube. I was just trying to bring Isabella back up to speed regarding what we're talking
right.
about.
I figured. Yeah.
So, but I mean, you know, I don't, I don't mean hybrid harm. I just wish that he gets, whatever issues that he have, they find some sort of resolution. Okay, and the fact of the matter is, I think he has his hands full dealing with angry biracial. The last thing he needs to do is to pick a fight with me, particularly
Right.
when I haven't done anything or say anything against him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. But people are like that on YouTube. It was the same with me. I had somebody say something about me, and I hadn't talked about them or attacked them or anything like that. But I think that's just one of the facets of being on YouTube. People will do that, unfortunately.
Okay. Isabel, solamente quiere decir que el 16 de este mes yo voy a tener una programación completamente en español. Yo no sé qué sería la hora exacta, pero yo voy a decir la próxima semana. Espero que se pueda participar en la programación, o sea, haciendo un comentario allí en el chat o entrando en el panel. She was just saying that she's happy that I'm doing well. Okay, and I'm just telling her regarding my next stream, which will be done completely in Spanish, will be October the 16th.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because I do have a smaller but a Spanish-speaking audience. So like every month or every 2 months, I conduct the whole stream completely in Spanish. However, if anyone who enters the chat speaking English, they would be welcome, and I will just translate what's being said into Spanish.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's one of the benefits of being bilingual.
Yes, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So, have you ever thought about learning a second language?
Well, I had to take, let's see, French in college.
Okay.
Didn't do well in that.
Okay, so parlez-vous français?
Un petit peu.
Okay, so did I take it just a little bit?
Yeah. I think that's, if I recall correctly.
Okay, well, don't feel so bad. I mean, that's about all the French I can say, other than merci.
Yeah, let's see.
Or adieu. That's about all the French I know. So
Right. Well, some French I understand, others I don't. But
Okay. Well, I would like to learn French other than just the French curse words.
uh,
But do you still get trolls on your platform?
yeah, I do. I just had now on my other channel, I just had some show up for the first time,
Okay.
and unfortunately, I was doing pretty well there, and unfortunately, a couple. Why do you ask?
No, because I've noticed that someone set up a troll account using my name and my picture.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yep.
and okay, yeah, like you've had trolls with this. Well, that's happened with me too. But it's gotten to the point where now they're getting, how do I put it? Really disgusting. So the trolls can get really, really nasty, surprisingly.
Yes.
And so you got one of those already. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have those.
See, that's the reason why I have the subscriber mode on. So like basically, anyone that wants to put a comment, you're gonna have to subscribe. So, and if I'm gonna have trolls, at least they need to subscribe to the channel.
Right.
Let me just something, Isabel. Sí, gracias. Espero que tú puedas dar su punto de vista la próxima vez que haga una programación completamente en español. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah. The concern for me is that the kind of trolls, like the titles have gotten so bad that there were complaints in the chat. And so that's the concern. Normally with trolls, I just block them, delete them, and never gave much thought. But it's been a problem. But people were complaining like of what these trolls were, the titles were saying. I can't
Yeah.
even say them because
No,
it's that bad.
no, believe me, I've seen them myself, and actually, a few of those made their presence felt after Gigi got, before Gigi got on my platform, and then after that. And of course, I made it perfectly clear that I didn't blame Gigi. It's just that unfortunately, you have trolls that, for whatever reason, have an issue with me, partly because I'm friends with, I'm cool with Gigi and Multi and
Mm.
other people. I mean, again, if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. I mean, if you cannot deal with it, that's your problem. It's not mine.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. Like when I was in on the panel, I think it was multi show last night. Um, it just seemed like there were more trolls. Like they had to deal with more trolls because I was looking in the chat and it was like this timed out, that timed out. I'm like, I don't recall seeing that in the chat there. I'm not saying they didn't have trolls, but I don't recall. Maybe they've had to get more aggressive about trolls at this point.
Okay. I know recently I just became a moderator on Multi's channel. First of all, and
Okay.
again, Multi, thank you very much for for your faith in me, making me a mod. But it's just that, it's like, Multi can say one plus one equals two, and then some of these trolls will have an issue with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think now they're becoming more of a, I guess they've just had to take more of a proactive stand against the trolls
Yeah.
because it just seemed like, man, there were so many people timed out or so many timeouts that I saw. Like, man, look at this troll, look at this chat.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just that unfortunately people cannot disagree and do it respectfully. Okay. And and everyone will loves to talk about those two. Okay, and I see we have another comment from Isabella. Jorge José, estaré allí cuando hagas una transmisión en vivo o bueno, pero ok. Gracias por su apoyo. No, she was just saying that whenever I do a stream in Spanish, that she will be there.
That's good.
Yeah. So now lately, um I haven't the viewership has not been there. But then again, I think part of the problem is you have other YouTube creators, doing streams at the same night. I mean, I think was it Tuesday? I actually had five. There was like five, at least five different YouTube creators that had streams more or less around the same time. So it does affect the attendance. So I'm trying to think. Maybe I need to change to my scheduling slightly. I just have to wait and see. Um, I don't know if you ever have a problem where you're competing against multiple streams scheduled the same time.
The way that I do my lives is I never schedule them in advance. In other words, I don't put out notifications in advance. So I just go live.
Okay.
That's the way it's been since I started. So it probably have competed against other lives, but I'm not as aware of it because I don't think about other lives when I go live. I'm not aware of it.
Well,
I just decide, okay, I'm gonna go live and that's it.
well, I do support other YouTube creators like you being one, Multi being another one, Gigi being another one, Blazing, let's see, Magic Molata, The Future is Golden, and then you have all the like Latino YouTube creators, and then so it's like it could be an issue. And I see here we have another guest. Good evening, Sarah that Bosco. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. So it could be a challenge. Um,
Yeah.
Now, just out of curiosity, Sarah, are you from the UK or are you from Australia? Just out of curiosity. If you don't want to answer the question, it's okay. Go ahead, Al.
Oh. I don't know. Did I have anything on my mind? Um, yeah, I just did because of what a couple of trolls had said. Normally, I initiated kind of it may be a new series called YouTube's Most Wanted
Okay.
on my channel. And what that is I deal with all the kind of problem people or problem classes. Like America's Most Wanted, or in the UK with Crime Watch.
Okay.
And so that really came from I was doing a live and then a troll popped up and stated somebody's name. And I went, why is this person stating this person's name? And that got me suspicious. And that led to YouTube's Most Wanted. And so the premise, like I said, the premise of the show. For example, I'll give you an example. And I don't know who else is here from Biracial Spaces. but I do want to warn biracial, and I've already done this on my channel, but I can do it here.
Mhm.
I do want to warn biracial content creators and analysts and people about a guy called Defrauding Charlatan. He's a guy that
Okay.
got banned from my channel because he attacked my chat. And the guy has tried coming back with troll accounts. So he's banned. I told him he's banned, and someone else. And because we're talking about, the people on YouTube, right? We talked about a couple of names, right? At least one name. And so this guy defrauded, he's not biracial, but he was in, I think, either Multi or Gigi's chat. And I said, what's this guy doing here? And I saw elsewhere that he had brought up, I can't remember his name, James. James Maps?
Yes.
He brought his name up. And I think he was like either attacking him or criticizing him for something. And I don't know James. I know the name, and I think we've been on a couple panels, but we never really talked. So we don't really know each other. So I don't know why this guy is kind of bashing or attacking a biracial YouTuber here. But this guy has been banned. This Defrauding Charlatan has been banned on my channel, and he's tried coming back with a troll account.
Okay.
And he's in a biracial space. I don't know if he does other biracial spaces. Another person is YM Social Media. And YM Social Media,
Okay.
they're both, and these individuals both derive from a place known as The Sector on YouTube.
Okay.
Just so that you know. And
Okay.
so people here know.
Okay. Excuse me. I see. Okay. So actually, Sarah is from the UK. Actually
good.
from Cornwall. Well, first of all, thank you very much, because I know it's it's like 5 or 6 hours difference, so it must be like around perhaps 4:24 or 22 in the morning. So the fact that you're up this late to watch this stream, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, Al, go ahead.
No. So, like I said, the first guy I talked about was Defrauding Charlatan. The second is a YM Social Media. And again, both of these individuals really hang out in a place called The Sector, known as The Sector, also known as the Umar Johnson Sector, but The Sector. Now, this YM Social Media is someone who, for whatever reason, did a series of videos about me in the quote-unquote golden sphere. So this person was doing videos about me being in biracial YouTube, specifically the golden sphere. I don't really do the golden sphere tag, but so I was told this by someone coming in my chat. They said, do you know this YM? And this YM is someone who's a pain in the butt and does videos about people. So I eventually saw the videos, and I just thought it was really, I don't know, just kind of stalkerish to me. And I didn't, I just couldn't understand why they would want to. I'm not in some other space. I'm in this space, and they're doing videos. I mean, it was just odd to me. But so I tell the biracial content creators to be on the lookout now for Defrauding Charlatan and YM Social Media. Now, I don't know if YM Social Media has a troll account, but Defrauding Charlatan has a troll account, Tales from the Grime Night. So either goes under Defrauding Charlatan or Tales from the Grime Night. Again, this guy criticized or attacked James. I don't know the extent of it, but he mentioned him somewhere. So I feel at this point after what I saw, to send out a bolo, I guess. Be on the lookout.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for for the warning.
Yeah.
Um, I don't understand. I mean, James is. I mean, I don't know James that well. He's been on my platform a couple of times. He seems to be a very nice person. I know he's married with a daughter. So, but
Yeah.
sometimes these individuals they don't have a reason just to get at someone. Just want to
Right.
get someone just for I don't
This
know
is what I've
why.
noted I've noted this on my channel too. When you are attacked, when people come after you, there may not be a reason, you may not have an understanding. So you don't always expect to have a reason or understanding. But if you can find a reason and you can come to an understanding or find an understanding of why, then yes, do that. But don't expect a reason always. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you wish to discuss?
No, I think that's it. I think after that, I mean, I felt that that was something I wanted to kind of get across to people. I don't know what biracial content creators or panelists are here, but I noted that on my channel and I wanted to make that clear here, because, we do get infiltrators in that space. And Multi has mentioned this. So it's
Yes.
important.
Yeah. Well, look, the fact of the matter is, and I'm going to continue to say this here. I just ask for two things: be respectful to those on the panel or those in the chat. Do not try to overtalk those on the panel or those in the chat. And I see here that Sarah also makes a comment. Yeah, I noticed. I noticed that too. It's like, uh, there's a lot. It's like people love to pick on certain YouTube creators, and it seems like everyone. Oh, well, I don't want to say everyone, but it seems like quite a few people have their bullseye on Gigi Multi and even James for whatever reason.
Yeah, I told both Gigi and Multi when I first came into the space, yeah, you guys are targets from what I see. But James, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know why this defrauding Charlton guy would be going after him. I don't know. I don't know if he's targeted by other people. I don't know what's going on with you. Like I said, I've basically said hi and small talk with him on panels. I don't know the guy. It's odd to me that he's targeted, but I don't really know his content, so I can't really say definitively why. But I did want to note, yeah, that this defrauding Charlton guy was kind of attacking the guy and talking about the guy. So I don't know if others are doing that. Well, I would ask this, Sarah. Is James being targeted by other people as well?
Hmm. Yeah, that is a very good question. That's a very
Yeah,
good question.
because I'm at a point now where that's why I said this, because I've seen some of the drama that's gone on in the uh, biracial YouTube area, and I feel like at this point I can't just if I'm aware of certain things, I want to make sure that people are aware of that, because I've seen some. It seems like has gotten kind of tense at times.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what? I agree. Unfortunately, you have people who just want to create drama. I
Yeah.
mean, that's sad, but you know, unfortunately for some people, drama sells. But I just want to end this on a happy note, which
Okay.
tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh, well, good for you.
So thank you. I would be 60 years old. So I,
Oh, wow, that's significant enough. That's a significant enough birthday.
Yes, so I'm reaching a major milestone. So I get the blessing of spending it with a lot of my friends who belong to the same local that I belong with. Plus, I'm gonna have a little birthday celebration on Monday, and I see that
Awesome.
Sarah has another comment. It's been troll accounts of him, but that's all I know. And the information you gave me about the man and people cussing him. Yeah, well,
Okay, troll account. Yeah, because you were saying, Jose, that there was a troll account with your picture on it
yes,
and title. Well, I hate to ask,
Jose,
was the title
Jose,
something like
no,
X-rated or something?
no, it's a simply Jose Negron, and it's like,
Oh, so they're not. Oh, so they're really trying to troll you then.
yeah, because look, the fact of the matter is, everybody knows me as uncommon sense with Jose Negro, okay, and um, and the fact of the matter is, just about everybody, like whether it be the Golden Spear or the biracial community, the multiracial community, or the Latino community, or what have you, they know about me. So it's not like I'm completely unknown. And thank you, Sarah, for your birthday wishes. I really do appreciate it. Um, so on that positive note, what I'll do is I'll end this stream. Well, first of all,
All
Al,
right.
thank you very much
Thank you.
for for popping in on my platform, expressing uh, your point of view. I appreciate the fact that you're
Right.
becoming more or less a regular now.
Yeah, when I get the chance, I try to come over here. Like I said, this is kind of the quietest, one of the quietest panels I've ever been on, which I like. I like peace and quiet, and I like. I've heard so much screaming and yelling sometimes on panels that I've been on. Not all the time, but on a number of occasions. So when I get on a panel that's just quiet, it's nice.
Yeah, well, I like I said before, I do try to create a safe space. So I guess you know what I guess for certain people that used to yelling and screaming and whatnot to actually get into a platform when they get to say a thought without interruption, it's I guess it's a real treat. Would you say so?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm able to say it without interruption on my channel, but yeah, I would say for the most part, I'm able to say it without interruption in a lot of panels. But yeah, I would say in some, yeah, that's been the case. But yeah, to a certain extent, I would agree.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. So I'm not
All
gonna.
right, thanks
I,
for
I,
having me.
so yeah. Well, thank you, and please be safe. So I'm just going to give you my final thoughts. Actually, this has been a pretty good stream. We did talk about a wide range of subjects, and I do appreciate the fact that we had people like Isabel, Sarah, that boss girl, Reese from Philly, um, and Magic Bulanta actually made their presence felt in the chat. And I do appreciate the fact that we had the presence of Don Armando and the Al Show. Eh, gracias por, gracias por todos, Isabela. Me alegro. Sí. Que pase buenas noches. Eh, espero que sea otra oportunidad para comunicar contigo. So what I'm going to so my next stream will be Monday. Um, I believe it's going to be 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a short stream because basically what I'm going to be doing is celebrating my birthday. So hopefully some of you will be present to show some love for this humble servant. And sometimes when you don't have something structured, that's when you have the best dreams. So that's why at times you have to think outside the box. So that being said, I just want to encourage, if anyone wish to enter a comment after the stream is over, by all means do so. Just keep it respectable, and then we'll be fine. So that being said, I'm going to close the same way I always close. Let us be good to ourselves and to each other. And this has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. And I wish you all a pleasant good night. Take care and peace.
Be strong.